Hey there YouTube, WhiskeyCactus here, welcoming you back to our Let's Play of the Letter. This is episode number 10. In the last episode, some weird stuff happened. We continued on as Hannah, as we had been doing from the previous episode, and we started seeing the ghost. So that's great. Not in any, like, physical capacity, but, like, in mirrors and in our dreams and stuff like that, so creepy shit like that. So I'm assuming we're not going to get through this episode without having to fight for our lives. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that. So let's go ahead and pick up where we left off, which was in the Ermengarde mansion. We bought it, we moved in, and we had Zach show up as the photographer, and he found something very unsettling when taking our picture. So we're not talking about that anymore. That something was a ghost strangling Hannah. Hannah didn't seem to feel it, but I'm sure it's fine. We're going to go ahead and load this file. Alright, so we have this relationship thing, which has not changed, I don't believe. Alright, so this is a full-time job for you then. I think she said that in actual text, or in actual voice acting, at the end of the last episode. So let's go ahead and pick up from here.
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do.
No, we know he wants to make movies, right?
At least, not all the time.
What is it that you want to do then?
Maybe I've been out of line, sticking my nose into other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so, as I see his shoulders slump, and the easygoing air he has fades away. Yes, because he read the comments. And we know never to read the comments, because the comments will tear you the fuck apart, as they did with Zach's movie. And he made a rookie mistake. He read the comments, and now he doesn't want to make movies anymore, and that's a shame. Because his movie was probably okay. I don't know. There's trolls on the internet, so imagine that. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right?
Yeah, probably.
I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Fonzie is all about?
He hesitates. But when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. Blue Fonzie, l'heure la plus sombre de noir britannique. I think I can translate that. Let me see. I took French in high school, and that was time ago. I have not taken French in about 10 years. Let's put it that way. So, I don't know what français is. L'heure is time, or hour. La plus sombre would be probably saddest. The saddest hour of black people in England. English, British black people. That's my translation. Let's see how close I am. Are they going to translate it for me? Dark blue, the darkest hours of the black British. Damn close. Damn close. Français is dark. There you go. I think I may have known that, though. I can't remember if I knew that one or not. He speaks with passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There is conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker, if only I wasn't so engrossed listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and workplace. Lesser chances for opportunity and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks, the people of color in general, still being treated like second-class citizens. Shit, this is fucking relevant. This music is awesome, by the way. All because of the color of their skin. It's all just positively riveting. And sad. Comes to a point wherein he loses some steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
Not at all, man.
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
Oh ho.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
Well then. I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? No, you really don't. Probably. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I've lived a charmed life. Hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. Look at that! Checking her privilege. Certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke, and would he still have loved me if I was any lesser? I'm assuming not.
What was your home like? These things you talk about. It sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around, but a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Oh, that I knew. Children can be so cruel at times. Of course, it may be slightly different. Maybe a slightly different story when you have personal cards, and the stolen item is not a pencil, but an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
Yeah, now I feel like an asshole. Thanks very much.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that...
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl, all dolled up and treated like fragile porcelain, with nursemaids waiting on me waiting to me hand and foot, waiting on me hand and foot. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents. Just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they were needed to next. Okay. I saw them more often on the telly or in papers than I ever did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
Pensive mood overcomes us. There's a moment where neither of us are sure of how to go on from there. Things have gotten a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable. Like as if we've been friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
It certainly makes it easy to believe that. My childhood house is indeed a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant, and just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur
Oh god, don't go to the attic.
You've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, I don't want to be in this hallway. This is where, I'm assuming, it looks the same as where Isabella was when she went into the attic and found the letter in the first place. So I have a bad feeling I've got my fingers on the Z key and the space bar. Just in fucking case.
What's
Oh god.
next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring. You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, the darkest hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it. Those are the things that people should know about. What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite.
Pretty sure she's my favorite character now. Pretty sure. Like 95% of the way.
What do you think? Do I look good with this angle?
I strike a pose while he's being busy. Looking taken aback for a moment, probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly, and after snapping a few shots, he grins.
Yeah, vous êtes belle.
You are beautiful. In French.
You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents. Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Though I don't know about quoting fancy poetry, but I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
Can you cook your best?
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
Damn right.
C'est magnifique.
See, I feel like you have to like cooking a lot, because it's so much fucking work. I don't know. Like, I can do it, I just don't ever want to. Anyway, it has been too long since I've had a nice and proper chat with a good friend. No, Lee is certainly not a good friend. And although we just met, Zachary is the sort who could probably befriend anyone. And he's just a comfortable person to be around with. A bit too comfortable, uh-oh. The photo shoot went by in a breeze. And somewhere along the way, as we talk and laugh, I find myself getting a bit too close without realizing. Oh shit. Oh god, guys. He'll give me this strange look until I back off, and he'll go back to asking questions after I agreed to do his little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't that odd, that's how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why, anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. Should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind, but he's a big boy, he should be able to handle me. All it is friendly touch here, pretty smile there, gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. Yeah, well, it's 2017. Proceed with caution. Zachary grew and grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being mean as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? Perhaps. This went on during the interview and beyond that. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Zachary and I are just having a playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted. Could you maybe stop doing that?
Stop? Okay. It's 2017. We're going to stop because we are not a sexual harasser. We're gonna stop because he asked us to stop, and you need to fucking stop when somebody asks you to stop, so we're gonna stop.
I'll stop if it makes you uncomfortable, sweetie.
What did that do? That increased our relationship with Zachary, so we picked the right thing. Okay. There we go.
Sorry.
No, I should be the one apologizing. Why, you're a shy one, aren't you, big guy?
It's not that, but...
You're kind of married. There we go. Indeed. He gestures to the ring on my finger and lets the fact of the matter hang heavily between us. I mean, if you want to go ahead and get divorced and then come talk to me, that'd be great. But I'm not going to be the one to get in the way there. Cool guy. It's all good. Being told implicitly that I am too forward is not a common occurrence. I think I'm more stunned at the fact that he pointed it out, rather than, well, being rejected. Not that anything is going to happen between us in the first place. It's just going to be some harmless flirting, right? Maybe?
So, you've never had a girlfriend?
No. No boyfriend either. Just in case you were gonna ask for that one next.
Hey man, you do you.
And you haven't even had your first kiss?
Not a one, ma'am.
Do you want to have your first kiss today?
Whoa! I can't help it. I really, really can't. I'm going to apologize lots later. Surely. But the catty smile on my face... By the catty smile... Oh, God. By the catty smile on my face, it is obvious that I'm just pulling his leg. The laugh I fail to contain certainly gives it away if it still isn't obvious. But still, he lights up in embarrassment, stammering and sputtering objections.
You're married, and this will be extremely unprofessional.
Yes, it would.
I never said I would kiss you, silly.
Well, sure ain't gonna be Luke.
Oh, Johann!
Oh, okay.
No, what? No. Don't call your butler. She's Hannah.
That would be for the better. I don't think his husband would appreciate it if I made him kiss another man. I do not think he can hear us from here either. But it is hard to think you're not taken, Zachary. Why, whoever becomes your girlfriend will be so lucky to have you. You can cook and take wonderful photographs. Wonderful meals and wonderful memories.
I can play guitar too.
What the fuck can't this guy do? Jesus Christ.
You can? Oh my. Wonderful serenades as well then. Perhaps I can find a young lady who deserves a fine, strapping young gentleman like yourself.
How about... No. I was gonna say, how about what's-her-face who's married to that douchebag that we hate? The... Lee guy.
Let's not get carried away. Besides, I gotta be going. It's getting late and I got someplace else to be.
A shame. I will be expecting you again soon, I hope. For a copy of my photographs, yes?
Of course. I'll even deliver them personally.
Alright.
Just, you know, don't try to make me kiss your butler when I drop by.
Oh, hi, Johans. As fate would have it, the very moment the words leave his mouth, Johans comes out of the house. Hello there, sir. Judging by the slight raise of his brows, he has heard only the tail end of the sentence.
There shall be no kissing of any butlers under this roof, Danke.
Well, there we have it.
But you are not under a roof, are you, Hansi?
To my amusement, he takes a step back, safely placing him within the threshold of the foyer and under the roof of the house. And just as ever, he is quick to return with a sardonic reply.
I am now.
Well, there you go.
As I was saying, madam, it's about time for supper. Will I be needing to set an extra place at the table?
Oh, what? No, I was just leaving, actually. So, you have a good night, Hannah.
Will do. Maybe. Depending on if Luke is a dick or not.
And you too, Hansi.
It was nice to meet you, Zach, honey. You have a safe trip.
He nods, and the grin on his face as we say our goodbyes is the sweetest that I have ever seen. I linger, looking out for him with his relatively tiny bicycle backpack safely secured in the basket by the front and suitcase hooked on the back. I watch as he went down the path, back to Anslem Village until it is nothing more than a blip in the horizon. I cannot help the small smile on my face as I go inside for supper. Alright, well, journal updated. Oh god, it's nighttime in the mansion. Oh god, alright. So we read Wednesday already. We read the one on the left already. That was after we had our breakfast date with Marianne. Hannah met Zachary Steele, a freelance photographer from Luxury Living, an interior design magazine. Zachary was tasked to interview Hannah and to take pictures of the mansion and its new owners. What should have been a professional meeting ended up being friendly and perhaps too personal. Okay. So we've updated that. Now I'm scared, because it's nighttime, and we're in the mansion, and I feel like these pictures are going to attack me. Entering the dining hall causes me so much confusion. It is dark. I'm going to go ahead and save. Just in case we die soon. It is dark. For a moment, I thought the electric work is not up to par. But that clearly is not the case, as every other room is bright with artificial light. Finding the light switch is a monumental task, considering the size and my unfamiliarity with the room. To make matters worse, the darkness grants the room a different atmosphere, eerie and frightening. Great. That's what we want. It takes longer than I thought to find the switch. Something that will have to be rectified later on, assuming we live that long. My skin starts to prickle, and there is a distinct feeling of being watched. Okay. Gear up, guys. It's gonna start soon. It unsettles me, and only spurs me on in my search. How about don't? How about just leave the room? And when I do open the lights, there is a hiss.
I'll turn the lights down, woman.
Okay. That might be worse than a ghost. There at the end of the hall. Is he drinking something green? What alcohol is that green? Is that just like straight melon liqueur or something? It's my beloved husband with his face in one hand and a glass in the other. Literally, his face is detached and in one hand, because he's dead. Perhaps I can let it go if it's only one glass of wine. However, I can feel myself go livid after seeing the toxic green liquid gleam mockingly at me.
Luke, what? Are you drinking absinthe?
Oh, right. Didn't even think of that. Okay. Nice. Alright, we're going full-on alcoholic tonight.
You know what the doctor said. Absinthe, Luke. Are you actively trying to kill yourself?
Might be more merciful than what the ghost is gonna do to you.
Because if you are, we can just hit you with a bloody car.
I vote yes on that.
Honeybee, Buttercup, not too loud, please. Besides, it's Lelouch, not too strong. Just hair of the dog that bit me. Helps with the hangover, dearest.
The hangover from what?
You drank? When?
This morning, love. Don't be mad. I just needed a few drinks, having to deal with those simpletons.
I'm pretty mad. I'll be honest, I'm pretty fucking mad.
And maybe I had one too much.
Yeah, probably did.
You don't see me whinging about you leaving me to handle them on my own.
I had to attend the photo shoot and interview with Luxury Living. You know that. Let's not make this about me, Luke. This is about you and your drinking problem and...
Oh, I don't know, Hannah, darling. What if my drinking problem, as you like to call it, is linked to you?
Good, get the fuck out.
If we think about it that way, this discussion is about you.
Get the fuck out. How about that?
That was pretty mean of you, leaving me alone to do all the work like that.
Uh-huh.
You can't use the interview as an excuse either, honey.
Uh-huh.
I was informed the moment your little interview was done. So, what was it then, What were you doing?
Flirting with a big black dude. How about that? What are you gonna do about that? What you gotta say? Huh? Ooh. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck him. Fuck Luke. I was with Zachary. It's gonna be, should I tell the truth or tell a little lie? Nope. We were with Zachary.
Talking with Zachary, the photographer for Luxury Living.
You damn right. You damn right. Decreased from Luke. You know what? Don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get Luke killed because of this, aren't I? I mean, I am probably gonna try to keep everybody alive. Let's put it that way. I'm going to try to keep everybody alive. Unless Luke pisses me off even more. Maybe. We'll see. I have no reason to tell lies. It's not like I'm guilty of any. You're exactly right. That's exactly right. Little morally gray with the whole flirting. Maybe. Not really. No, not really. No, fuck it. But as Luke's expression turns, he makes me feel like I am actually to blame for something. Okay, let's hear this. He has a way of making me laid bare with just a look. That had really struck me when we first met years ago.
That giant Negro.
At least you censored yourself this time, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you, Luke. Now I don't have to feel weird about putting this episode up.
You were having a secret meeting behind my back and it was with him?
What are you implying?
I'm implying nothing.
Uh-huh.
I'm just worried. You know better than to trust those media types, Buttercup.
I swear to God, if you say fake news, I'm gonna fucking punch this screen.
He must have been really friendly to occupy your time like that. But all he's looking for is his next big headline.
He's a photographer for an interior design magazine.
They got some big headlines in those kind of magazines, man, I'm telling you.
Doesn't matter. You let one little thing slip, one wrong move, and it'll blow up in the telly in the morning. He'll go to his journalist friends to gossip and make a quick quid.
His eyes were the first thing I noticed about him. They were like nature. The grass and the trees, wonderful and breathtaking. Now as I look at him, they're nothing but the same shade of green as the bloody damn drink in his hand.
He was a perfect gentleman, Luke. I can't say the same for you as of recent.
Yeah, you're kind of a douche.
Excuse me again? We're talking about you, Hannah.
No, I am pretty sure we were talking about you and your drinking problem, Luke, right?
Hangover forgotten during the course of this little spat, the man jumps to his feet and seethes. Okay. Looks like he is barely stopping himself from throwing the nearest thing he can find.
Oh, it is not a problem. I can stop whenever I want.
Of course you can.
And even if it was, I think you can very well stay out of it, as it only affects my own kidneys or liver or whatever the bloody hell that shite pollutes.
Okay.
Whatever aftermath that occurs because of your little chit-chat with the Negro affects the both of us, however.
Look, Luke, nothing will happen. You have to relax. It was just a friendly chat.
Well, now I think I'm getting jealous.
I mean, you should be more jealous of Mary Ann, because when I suggested a breakfast date, she blushed. And, you know, I told her way more than I told Zach.
Or I would be if it weren't for this damn headache.
Oh, better drink some more alcohol.
Maybe you should drink more.
Okay, alright.
Maybe.
Maybe. Supper is spent in silence with nothing but the occasional sound of silverware. The grand feast has been served, well, grander than usual anyway, most likely due to Luke's complaints of stress. Platter of native oysters for starters, a tranche of turbot with purple sprouting broccoli, lemon, capers, and anchovy sauce for mains. I'm throwing up in my mouth a little bit. Guys, I cannot do fish. I can't do fish, I can't do seafood. The only seafood I can do is crab. That's it. No other seafood. So all this seafood in this game is just not... Not for lack of trying. I have tried. I have tried a lot to like fish. I just cannot do it. Cannot do it. Ugh, anchovy, no. Capers, no. I don't know what turbot is. But oysters, no. To finish it all off, black tea and golden syrup sponge pudding with custard. Now that I can do. I can do that fucking shit. I can definitely do that. When our appetites are appeased and the plates are cleared away, Luke stands, kisses me goodnight, and leaves me to stare at my half-empty cup. Lonely in the lull of night, I sit in a house too big and too empty, foreign and unwelcoming. Oh god, here comes the fucking ghost. Even with its warm tone and homely decor, it feels cold. There's no need for tears, however. I know I can get through this like every other obstacle I have faced before. Just kick his ass out. That's all you gotta do, is just kick his ass out. It's a minor setback in what I hope will be a long and happy life. To remind myself that this place is for Luke and for our future children fills me with a renewed vigor. Oh, God. No. No. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Besides, it looks like someone is having a cry already. And they can cry by themselves in whatever fucking room they're in. And we don't have to go take a look. We don't have to go take a look, Hannah. We can just not go take a look. The wailing is far away and muffled. Yet at the same time, it shakes me to my very core as I hear it. Maybe we should leave the mansion. Let's do that. Let's not mess around with the fucking crying. Oh God. As if the suffering is just standing right beside me. Oh. I don't want to do this. Hearing it sends a chill down my spine and makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Oh God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Who is that? It's the ghost. That's who it is, guys. It's the ghost. We know it's the ghost. Oh god, why? Why is this what we're doing? This is the worst thing. During supper, Hannah found Luke drinking absinthe, and this caused an argument. While Hannah was angered by her husband's drinking problem, Luke was suspicious of his wife's activities, having not seen her the whole afternoon despite finishing Luxury Living's interview early. Then there was the crying woman. I'm not doing this. We're not opening that hatch door. We're not doing... God, it's gonna make me fucking do it. God damn it. No! Oh my god. She even dreamt about this the previous night. She dreamt about it and the ghost popped out. Why would... You deserve to die. Come on. I don't want to do this.
Hello? Is anybody down there?
Yes. I am curious and concerned, but there is no way I'm going down into a dark and human underground. Good. Walk away. I am not as enthusiastic as Luke, who considers himself quite the connoisseur. However, I also cannot bring myself to go to bed with this racket going on. If it is one of the household help, they will surely need some talking. After all, this wouldn't be the first time I've gone and found one of the maids sobbing their eyes out over one thing or another. As professional as our staff are, they are still human. More often than not, it was either Johans, or I who'd calm them down, who'd help them figure out how to stop crying. I'm trying to fucking read. It's hard enough for me to read without this fucking crying. Who'd help them figure out how to go on about things. Unfortunately, I am not in high spirits right now, so I am not as wholly benevolent. Oh god, no. Oh god, we are not opening that fucking hatch. No way. No. 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 Not doing it. I feel like that's the right answer, because it's so obviously not the right answer. Calling them out is probably gonna kill me. We're saving. We're fucking saving. Oh god. Oh, what is gonna happen? Alright. Alright. I knocked 3 times. Waiting for any sort of reply yields me no results, and I've already touched the floor hatch far too many times than what I'd like. I take a deep breath. That was me and Hannah at the same time, not on purpose. Take a deep breath before reaching out again to whoever's inside. I've learned from experience that people respond better to kindness than threats. Shouting angrily will not help in coaxing them out.
You in the cellar?
No.
Do come out.
Don't come out.
We don't want Luke waking up and finding you in there, do we? That man would go ballistic thinking someone was trying to steal his precious wine.
Oh, I don't like this. Still nothing.
You can have a good cry. Just not in there, yes?
No.
Why don't you come out here and we can have a cuppa and you can tell me all about whatever it is you're bawling about?
With how long I am standing here, however, I'm starting to think myself as a fool. Did not want to acknowledge the other feeling I have, especially as the wailing took an eerie turn. Maybe acknowledge it. The thought of being played with didn't sit too well with me, and I had to stop myself from getting too hot-headed as I try one more time.
Now you come out of there! That is an order from the lady of the house, do you hear me?
Prepare for a jump scare, guys. I'm expecting it, but it's still...
Why, I ought to...
Oh god, what's interrupting her? Fuck. I feel like we should have opened the hatch. Because she wasn't in the hatch. I freeze as a hand clamps down on my shoulder. The dread I have been feeling all this time makes itself known as I kneel, unmoving, not even daring to breathe. I can feel my heart pounding against my chest, but the touch is gone as quickly as it had seized me. Jesus Christ. It is only Johans I see when I look back.
Apologies, madam, for touching you like that.
Okay.
You were not responding to my voice, and you looked about ready to wake the whole mansion up.
I was... I'm sorry. I was getting rather loud, wasn't I? But That crying woman in there. We must do something about her.
He grows silent for a moment and just looks concerned. There was no crying. Of course. I'm the only one who fucking heard it. At least I'd like to interpret it as concern, given how stoic our head butler usually is. Or rather, it must have been concern, as he takes off a glove and presses the back of his hand to my forehead before his worrisome inquiry.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
What? Crying woman?
Surprise, surprise.
Are you feeling well, madam?
No. No, I'm not. Can you take me to a hospital and far the fuck away from this mansion?
In the cellar.
No.
Can't you hear her?
Don't send him down there, Hannah. I swear to God, do not send him the fuck down there.
Madam, Hannah, no one is down there.
I believe you. You don't have to prove it.
What?
The cellar is locked. Only Luke and I have duplicates of the keys. Nobody is down there.
I stare at him in disbelief. But when I listen once more, I hear no crying. Tugging at the hatch for good measure proves his words to be true, too. The thing won't budge unless I had a key, short of using power tools on it.
Perhaps it is time for you to go to bed, madam.
Perhaps.
You are simply tired and hearing things, a perfectly normal human experience. But if you are still experiencing auditory hallucinations in the morning, you are free to consult with me.
There is a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach as he helps me up to my feet. What he says makes sense, and who am I to question someone who used to be a doctor? Oh, he used to be a doctor. Jesus, alright. That's interesting. I'm just tired, that's it. Long day of moving, the interview, dealing with Luke. That has all drained me of any proper sense.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I just need some sleep, that's all.
Uh-huh.
Of course I'm right. Go on then. Gute Nacht.
Good night, Johannes. Good night, house.
Yep. Good night, ghost. Good night, house. I'm not smart enough to, like, come up with good night moon references off the top of my head. Alright. Well, we survived that. I have a feeling if we would have opened the hatch, we would have had to fight for our lives. That's my guess. But I don't know. It's just fatigue. That's what I kept telling myself, although I can't ignore this strange feeling in my gut. Either there is something wrong with this house, or there is something wrong with my head. ... Sleep will be elusive tonight. Pretty sure it's elusive, E-L-U-S-I-V-E. I hate to be such a nitpick grammar person, but it's really bad in this game, guys. It's really bad. Okay. We don't have to dream. We don't have to a dream sequence or anything. Okay. We made it to the next day. Luke is already gone by the time I rise. There isn't a single hide nor hair of him to be found, and trying to call him on his mobile is a bust, as it only goes straight to his voicemail. It's twice in a row he's gone on me. For him to disappear today, of all days, is every bit upsetting because of what's to come. The morning is once again filled with a whirlwind of activity. Fortunately, I am much more refreshed as I took a break from my responsibilities. Give me one quick second. There we go. Okay. Haven't the faintest clue where Luke was yesterday. Today is going to be a busy day, although unlike Wednesday, the master of the house isn't here right now, absent once again from his duties. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the party. Oh, we're having a party. You know what? Okay, more people, bring in the people. I feel better with a lot more people. This is our house, after all. A grand housewarming party for the wonderful Wright Mansion. Every person of importance from Bourne is invited, and there will be a few guests flying in as well. Of course, there will be some people from the media, along with friends and acquaintances who are made no less important regardless of their status in society. I wonder if somehow Ashton, Becca, and Isabella are going to be here, and that maybe this is where everybody gets together in the mansion. I wonder. I'm still assuming that's a thing, because it very well just could be everybody has their own little separate things and whatever, but I kind of feel like everybody gets together in the mansion. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. We still don't know what happened to Isabella, because as far as the last we checked in on Isabella, I think was October 23rd? No. 24th. Yeah, October 24th was the last time we saw Isabella. And as far as we're aware, we survived the ghost in the office building. After multiple attempts, but we did. So we haven't heard anything about her, and it's been 4 days now. So, who knows? Alright. Oh, hi! Hello there. Marianne and I discussed business and last-minute touches to the house before finalizing everything. We having another date? Not that there is much change from our original plans. Bar any huge additions to the property itself, the mansion is nearly 100% complete. Well, good for us.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Well, I can't take all of the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the right mansion.
Oh, she's blushing again. She's so fucking adorable.
There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Fuck him. As a matter of fact, don't fuck him. Luke and I had a small tiff about making the second bedroom into a child's playroom, which I insisted is completely practical. How about we make it into his fucking bedroom? Which I guess is the same thing, isn't it? Ha! Got him. In the end, he had to acquiesce. Pick one. He had acquiesced or he had to acquiesce. I didn't give him any choice in the matter. I even bought this wonderful wooden crib from the antique store yesterday, including some toys. Just in case anyone brings their baby, of course. Besides, we have little need for actual guest rooms. We hardly have guests who spend the night. If we absolutely have to, we often choose to foot the bill for their visit on one of our hotels instead. Oh yeah, they're right, they own hotels and stuff. Always at Luke's own insistence. And on the off chance that we actually let someone stay, the bedroom in the opposite wing is still up to the task.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
No, I did not agree to him having a helipad.
Alright then. Well, do we have any other concerns? Anything we need to put on our agenda before the party commences?
No, I don't think so. Not unless Luke has anything else to say.
Is he around then? It'd be best if we can note down his request right away, considering the scope of his usual ones.
Around? No. Where is he? Maybe he's dead. Who knows where? I don't.
No, he's not around.
She didn't have to point out the obvious now, did she? After 7 long years, I'd already gotten used to him. I should be by now. Still not, apparently.
But don't you have a party?
Want nothing more than to complain, to whinge about how unfair this is. However, airing out one's dirty laundry is simply taboo among high society. To do so will make you a ripe target for the next dinner party chit-chat. Vultures, the lot of them, really. Or most of them, at least. There are always good ones like Rochelle Lee. But put your trust in the wrong person and you'll find yourself eagerly picked apart.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see.
Yes.
That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Perhaps I'm being a bit too rash, a bit too hot-headed in divulging details. But I thought myself clever with the plan to dress it up as gossip. Marianne's raised brow makes me unsure whether she is interested or not. Although that does make things better if she has no interest and, therefore, has no hidden intent to utilize whatever I might say to her. Oh, come on, I think you could trust her a little bit better than that.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
You were asking for my personal opinion on the matter, ma'am? Do you want me to be honest, or...
I don't know what best for my relationship with Marianne. Because she's very professional and she wants to stay professional, so I don't necessarily... want to make her breach her ethics. But I also don't want to, like, poo-poo her opinion, either. I think I'm gonna say be honest with me.
Be honest with me, Marianne. I don't need someone to sugarcoat it.
We got a real talk achievement, so I'm gonna assume that's a better answer. Okay, yeah. That definitely beefed up our relationship with Marianne. That's good.
I'm not some fragile thing that I'm just going to break down at the slightest thing.
She hesitates, taking a sip of her coffee while I stare into my own cup of tea. Silence stretches on, and I almost believe that she will never answer my question. Suppose that I shouldn't blame her, putting her in a tight spot like this. Her hesitation is understandable, though I loathe to admit it. She simply wants this whole thing to stay professional. Then she speaks.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
A little bit. It's my turn to hesitate now. Well, you just answered her. I really didn't expect such a straightforward question. To get to the heart of the matter, I suppose I'm not as clever as I'd like to think. Or is it really that bad that an outsider can see our little marital troubles? Surely we aren't that obvious, are we? We've put up the act of a perfect couple for years, though it hasn't always been an act. Marianne is just more keen than the average person, of course. It's a necessity to her career, and she's been working so closely with us. Yes, that's it.
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle.
Good on you, Marianne. Staying professional all the time.
But, if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else.
You fucking go, Marianne.
Someone who won't even give him the time of the day.
Yup.
Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone. That's just my 2 pence worth, of course.
So you're saying they should divorce?
Oh, you're so clever, Hannah.
Nothing as drastic as that. If they're afraid that it might lead to just that, then maybe that is what's meant to happen in the first place. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives.
Oh, you saying that in a horror game is very, very...
But it's just a short hiatus is all. Or, couples therapy? Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships, so grain of salt and all that.
She trails off, having said her piece, and leaves nothing but the smell of coffee and Earl Grey between us. There is a calm, despite the nature of what has just been discussed. To say that her words make me start to think is an understatement. To say that I'm not considering her advice is a lie. And to say that this might just be the calm before the storm is a possibility. Oh, it is, in ways you don't even fucking know. Ways that have nothing to do with you and Luke. And everything to do with that fucking crying woman that you heard last night. Others have had shorter marriages, yes, but plenty have celebrated long and happy ones as well. My own parents celebrated their choral anniversary before they passed away. But 7 years? 7 years isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. It isn't a whole lot of time to see what and where our relationship can bring us. At the same time, 7 years, well, it hasn't been entirely made up of unhappy years, has it? It won't last forever. It's not supposed to, anyway. Just dread the thought that it might last for a very long time. Dread the thought that these small spats, these little disagreements, will turn into an all-out resentment. The idea that we will grow to hate each other with every fiber of our being scares me. Can't even pinpoint the exact moment when our blissful union turned sour. When did he start to seek other women, lacking any ulterior motives? When did we start to cooperate only to suit our materialistic greed and attention-seeking ways? Money and success, fame and glamour. Those are the only reasons we still stay together. There is a cough before Marianne clears her throat. I must have been quiet for so long, and I move to apologize when she stands up. Both end up on our feet, unsure on how to proceed. I ship it. I fucking ship it. Oh my god, I ship it. Some sort of odd, awkward shuffle occurs as we decide whether to sit back down or not.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
Oh boy.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies.
Maybe don't come to the party and you'll probably live. That's all I'm gonna say. This party is where everybody's gonna fucking die.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yeah.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
We'll see. So, if Foy can be excused?
I guess so.
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Alright, guys. We have a journal update. I'm gonna go ahead and look at that journal update now. So we have... Ooh. Look at that sketch. Hannah and Marianne were seen discussing the mansion's finishing touches before the housewarming party. On a whim, Hannah asked for Marianne's opinion about a certain couple having marital problems. It leaves the former with something to think about, after the latter excused herself from attending the party. Alright guys, so we've been going on for about 50 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. How are you enjoying the series so far? How are you enjoying the letter so far, as a story, I guess? Yeah, I guess it's the same fucking question, really. Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? You know, are you enjoying Tales of Exilia? All that good stuff. And always make sure you're subscribed for more of the letter and more Tales of Exilia, more, you know, Tales of Exilia 2 when that starts, and whatever comes after the letter, which I still have not decided on. So next time, we will attend this fucking party and hopefully keep everybody alive. So I hope you're hyped for that. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.